Okay, we're still paused. All right. So, who wants to do a recap from last time? You may get extra hero points, although I don't think you need them right now. Let me check.
We're still pretty good, to be honest.
Actually, yeah, you're pretty good on hero points for the most part, except Ash.
All right, Nick, you're up.
Hey, Nate, you do it.
Is this her name? Forget her name a lot.
Wait, you forgot the name of Ash's girlfriend?
No,
Tisk.
not her.
Tisk tisk. Oh. Oh, you're talking about
Hesperides?
Hesperides, yeah. Sorry, never mind.
Yeah, Hesperides and Tyrion were having their little talk, and Ash and Cuminos went on memory lane. Went to visit Lilith's old place. Freed a soul. Found a gelatinous cube. Chewed with them. And then Ash stared into a mirror and saw, I believe she's undead now, but saw Eden, which is, wouldn't say his girlfriend. That never started to happen. But she died.
Ah, yes.
But yeah, and then he's just depressed, and now they're back.
Yeah. Also, I just realized that you didn't name Peace after Ash's girlfriend. Peace is named after the other party member that was Ash's friend. Yeah, there you go. My bad.
It's all good.
Yeah, I forgot. Still sad.
It was one of them.
It was one of them. It was like 50-50, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, yeah, you may give yourself some hero points. Ash may get 2.
You can fill yourself up with them, yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
So full of hero points.
Yeah. Alright.
Heroic.
So, picking up from last time, and I'm on pause now. While the rest of you have been back at Hesperides Grove, eavesdropping on Tyrion's conversation with her. Well, not really eavesdropping, but still the same thing. After a while, Ash and Cuminos return, but Ash is in an obviously dour mood when he comes back. I mean, Ash is normally pretty quiet, stoic, a little sullen to begin with, but this is a little extreme. He's not doing too great. And when Cuminos returns, he doesn't really say much of anything. I'm pretty sure Cuminos would probably have mentioned the mirror, or probably will mention the mirror if you ask him about it. But yeah, Ash isn't
Ash
doing
looked
too
into a
great.
strange mirror. Pretty much.
But yeah, as Ash and Cuminos return, Hesperides and Tyrion are still chatting away.
They're yapping.
They are yapping. Anyway, you guys may move freely and do whatever you like.
Trying to remember what this on the map was.
What? Oh, that definitely wasn't there before. Well, I mean, the last time you guys were here, that wasn't there before.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm looking at it. What be it? What
They're
doth
big
it
old
be?
generators. Right here, at least.
Okay, yeah, you can roll me an engineering check, please.
Happily.
Alright, 29. Yeah, you're pretty well versed in machinery, particularly this kind of stuff. You know a generator when you see it, but this one in particular is a lot bigger than what you've seen or used, and a lot more heavy duty. This kind of generator could power not just a whole building, probably like a whole city block. And you assume or you think that this is probably where most of the current power to the facility is coming from. And from with the 29, from the looks of it, it looks like it's using some of the power of the ley lines that this facility is on top of.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah. There was actually probably a proper room for it somewhere through the facility before, but they've since moved it. I mean, you guys have been gone for like what, month and a half, 2 months. They had the time, plus, you know, giant robots probably move stuff.
Yeah. I think honestly, when Ash and Commanders get back, they would come back to crew looking over the generator, just sort of like, I guess in a sense like copying its schematics from what he could see, trying to see if like it's like, you know, obviously it'd be less powerful away from here since it wouldn't be over a ley line, but like a powerful like generator like this, if crew is able to like recreate it, that would be, you know, very useful. So he's just copying all that down right now.
One thing that to note about the presence of the generator here, from what you know of this facility in particular and ley line power generation, ley lines are essentially, how do I explain this? Ley lines are kind of theorized to be a near limitless power source, but the reason why most places are very, very careful with tapping into them is that if not handled properly, it can destabilize very, very quickly, which was the problem here before, if you guys remember. And ley lines also kind of serve as pipelines for information and memory as well. It's like, I hate to use this in an example, but it's the closest thing I can think of. Think of it kind of like the life stream in Final Fantasy VII. They use it for power, but it's not just strictly a power source.
Yeah.
If you understand. Yeah. That's the closest thing I can think of. Yeah. So, which is why there's very, very heavy regulations normally about using the ley lines for power.
But this is such a small scale generator for it.
Yeah.
Well, relatively small scale. It's still certainly a powerful one.
Oh yeah, small places like towns or villages can tap into ley lines usually without problems as long as it's done properly. Larger scale operations are very, very limited into how much they can tap into them or what they can use it for. But usually larger operations are able to do it a lot more safely. And yeah, that's what you managed to find out with your engineering check.
Mm-hmm.
Scribbles. Yeah, just bunch of notes scribbling as crew's looking over that.
Scribble, scribble.
He hasn't noticed that the two are back yet.
Doc will look over. See them. Hey, they're back, crew.
Welcome back. How'd it go?
I'm just not gonna say anything. I'm just gonna give him a nod.
That's not usually the expression of it went well.
It doesn't appear to do.
Trey will look over at Ash somewhat curiously. Kinda looks like he's seen some shit.
What room did you go in again?
I went into a couple of rooms.
Did you find anything unusual? Something we should be concerned about?
There's a couple of gelatinous cubes in the morgue.
Oh, those are for dissolving things. That's not too unusual for a place like this.
Yeah, Trey will nod in agreement. Oh yeah, that's the waste disposal area. Surprised you didn't run into those before.
Well, the door was locked.
Yeah. I guess there's also the mirrors.
Mm-hmm.
Advise
Anything
not looking
else,
into
though?
them.
Oh, yeah, the mirrors.
Mirrors?
Yep.
Were
You
they
looked
like
into a mirror in
magic
there,
or-
didn't you?
Yeah.
Did it perchance show you something you didn't like to see?
No.
Well then, gonna have to deal with those later, I guess.
So,
The mirror. So they aren't magic, right? That just to get things. These are magic mirrors we're talking about, or something.
I think Ash ran into a magic mirror, yes.
Okay.
What's so
I remember
magic about
seeing
it?
some. I remember seeing some in the room Lilith was in.
Okay. Things clearing up now. That makes sense. Not that I remember what they do. Did they like take a bit of your soul or something, Ash? You all there? Crew waves his hand in front of Ash's face.
I'm here.
Guys, I think he's broken. He didn't threaten to stab me.
Didn't he? I consider that a good thing.
One sec, I'll be right back.
Magic mirrors can tend to be of the harmful variety, so. Good thing you didn't go alone, if that's the case.
I've been stuck there for quite some time.
Uh,
Not that I would have minded.
Trey
well,
frowns
whatever it
at
showed you. Whatever it showed you wasn't real.
Yeah.
They're meant to be illusions, trickery.
Yeah, that's the thing about those mirrors. They're pretty nice, pretty handy to have around in case the wrong people come sniffing around. Problem is, if you don't have strong willpower or you get caught on a bad day, shows you some pretty nice things and you don't really want to move. Makes a face. Usually, if you're really, really unlucky, you get stuck there and you die of starvation or dehydration or something. You just die.
You die experiencing a dream that you can never have for real.
Yeah, it's kind of sad.
Wondrous.
Depressing, really. So, yeah, be careful if you walk into that room again. Since you know that those mirrors are there now, just either don't look at them or brace yourself.
I think I'll be alright next time.
If you say so.
How's it going over here?
I have a feeling they're about to wrap up their talks. The main thing is that Tyrion wants to turn this place into an extension of his company and put it under his protection.
It is about what I gleaned.
Wait, you guys were eavesdropping?
It's not
You
like
are?
it's not like their conversations are that private.
I just read their lips. Simple as.
Prue puts his hand over his mouth as he just says, like, "Alright, yeah, remind me to do this every time I'm trying to shit talk that guy."
I can still hear you now.
Yeah, but you can't read what I said.
That is true. I cannot read it. I can still hear it.
Anyway, if they're not almost done yet, I can tell you about this generator if you really well built
Sure.
stuff, like quickly Fo, I'm giving you an out. Don't make me do this.
You have put forth a bluff. We're calling your bluff. Talk about the generator.
Yeah, nerd out about it. Do it.
I mean, first and foremost, obvious. Despite its size, it's powering like pretty much the whole place from what I can. Like 90% sure it's siphoning a bit of the power from the ley lines, which makes sense considering where it's been built. However, if you look over here, you can actually see look, despite honestly what I would have assumed, there's enough recon in place to make sure that it's staying safe, not taking in too much, not taking in too little, not going to blow up, not going to cause a power outage. And did this place have a power outage when we first dropped in? I can't. No, it didn't. No, yeah, it was fairly fine. It was just like the Wi-Fi was out and stuff like that.
Well, a lot of the lights were out. And all that. I'm pretty sure the whole place is running on emergency power.
Oh, yeah. Guess,
Makes sense, considering this was an abandoned facility.
yeah, I guess between then and now they got the generator working so that it's actually, work. And, no, actually, no. Does the generator run fully on ley line power, or does it actual fuel?
I mean, you rolled high enough on engineering that I can probably tell you. So, the generator that's there, it looks like it's built purely for ley line power because this far underground setting up electronics is very difficult, and the fact that it's supposed to be a hidden facility as well, putting it on any electrical grid, probably not a good idea. And being underground, you don't know what the ventilation is like, especially since this facility was abandoned. So using a fuel run or like any kind of other fuel other than the ley line power, it's probably a bad idea underground, where the
Yeah, you know,
ventilation's
we're
probably
already
suspect.
dealing with abominations of the heart, and hate to add carbon dioxide poisoning to that.
I mean, to be fair, you do have Hesperides plants growing everywhere now, so even if you were to run a gas-powered generator or something like that here, it would probably be okay? Question mark?
Yeah, sure. Let's choke out her plants
Probably
with carbon
not.
monoxide.
Question? Probably not, to be honest.
My favorite
Yeah,
spell,
probably
carbon monoxide poisoning.
Yeah, probably not.
Let's-
I mean, hey, as long as the ventilation system is powered,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Honestly, it's really well, you know, because it's only taking fuel from ley lines. You know, emissions. I wonder if there's a way to actually like. I mean, obviously, there's a way to remake it. Is, you know, a lot of places above ground use it, but like, wonder if there's a way to like remake it to have it go off of, like, rather than ley line energy, just the ambient magic in the air, because there's a, you know, like elemental magics. There's a lot of that. I wonder if there's a way to make a smaller one that's like, and like crew rather than starts going off on like something that he's wondering if he could make.
A
Now
lot
he's
of
theory
machines.
crafting. That'll
Yep.
take a while.
Oh yeah. Yep. He's nerding out to the extreme. But yeah, to provide more information, most big machinery and a lot of, you know, commonly used appliances and stuff, some of them can function off of cores, so like elemental cores. I've mentioned it before. Like, you can have a
Yeah.
refrigerator operating off of an ice core. It just gets either recharged or replaced periodically, like a battery.
I guess in this instance, it'd be more rather than needing like various cores for like this specific thing, like having like this, just like a single, like a single like a single engine that's able to harness whatever ambient magic it is to like effectively work as like those cores rather than needing to stock up on various ones.
I mean, yeah, that's something that you could research. You know, you have
Yeah,
the
that's-
time and resources now.
Yeah, so that's sort of Crew's starting on thinking about that now. It's just like,
Yes, you actually have an employer now who wants that kind of stuff.
so yeah, rather than explaining, he's just pen and paper, starts doing some calculations, pulls up a chair, pulls out a clipboard, pulls out a little desk, so that he could place the clipboard on something. Little pocket calculator, slightly larger pocket just the works.
Yep, Crew is just completely going nerd mode when it comes to machinery. You think he'll be occupied for a while? Anyway, what are the rest of you guys doing?
It's a good question.
Very good question, yes. I don't think
Should
there's
I go
anywhere
take a
to
break?
nap. Ash will take a brick.
Break.
Break, not brick.
Oh, brick.
Not a break.
Not a brick, yes. Okay.
This
Not
He's
brick.
gonna
brick.
have-
He's chilling in the corner, aren't you?
He's just sitting down in the rubble. In his head.
He's letting
Yeah.
the thoughts process.
Oh, so
Mm.
yeah, he's
But
in
I've
a
lost sight
dark.
of Ash. I can't.
He's in a dark corner somewhere, sulking, doing what Ash does, being broody. Ah, you're not playing a rogue properly unless you're playing a broody edgelord.
True.
Anyway,
Your rogue
for the
doesn't
rest
brew
of
it
you.
at least once. You're not giving them proper enrichment.
Unfortunately,
Yes.
Ash will not be alone.
Oh.
Little friend.
Yeah, mate rolls up to you. And starts, well, just kind of stays by you while you're brooding, Ash. Beep boop.
Yeah, if May could talk, this would be easier, but he's just kind of
Beep
looking
boop.
at Ash and that, some sort of, I don't know how an emoticon of, I don't think there was an emoticon for a concerned look.
The deadpan face.
The best I can think of that would represent Mate's mood would be kind of like, oh well. That kind of face, oh well.
Oh well, are you okay?
Oh well. Oh well. No, don't do that one.
Notices your depression? Ooh.
Ash is depressed, ew. I'm not gonna do that again. I feel
Oh,
physical
God.
pain from doing that. I hate you
That's
all.
getting clipped.
Depression, ew. Yeah, so Mate's gonna hang around you for a while you're brooding, Ash.
Mhm.
Do you do or say anything to the Robo-Ball?
Poke his LED screen.
Repeat that? I didn't hear what you said.
He's gonna poke his LED screen, like his dome.
Pokey pokey.
Nate just kind of leans into the poke as though it were a pet.
When you poke the screen, it looks like that.
That.
Yeah.
We get a soft chuckle out of him.
With that chuckle, Mate's gonna crawl up into Ash's lap. It's
Get stabbed.
He's learned to be careful, but he does still have very sharp legs. So
yeah,
it's
still a bunch of very long, spindly, sharp legs crawling over you, and also Mate's kind of heavy. Mate's small, but heavy. So imagine a giant metal spider with an LED screen crawling all over you, Ash, and trying to not get stabbed.
You-
It's still
just
kinda
onto your
terrible.
lap.
Roll a dex save to not get stabbed.
Yeah, deck safe. Not. No, I'm kidding. You're fine. You're not gonna get stabbed.
Just imagine a cat curling up on your lap, except that cat is unable to retract its claws, and it's also made of tongue.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. He's buried now.
No one can be sad when they have a mate on their lap.
Emotional support ball.
Emotional support bot. Well, anyway, while that's happening, you guys doing anything else down here?
Sorry.
Doc will look at Tent and say, "So, do you know anything about these trees per se?"
Looked at the trees. Nothing really comes to mind, no.
They're called Sybil trees, and these things, points at the little buds,
Mm-hmm.
I'd recommend not eating those.
I already didn't intend to, but I shall make even more note to avoid them from now on.
And what they grow may be sought after for the entire world. So
So
yeah.
this So you're saying that, in theory, money could be involved.
Yes. There's a reason this place needs to be heavily protected.
Well, it is an option if the group ever finds itself in need of funds.
You know, Crew did say he wanted to grow a tree like this one day. I wonder if he still wants to do that.
Well, as with anything that involves plants, it would take a significant amount of time. Then again, just get to grow it, I suppose.
Yeah.
I forgot. Pent actually doesn't know that Doc can consume things and assimilate them.
No, I don't.
Well, that'll be a surprise when it does happen. Anyway. While you guys are chatting, you do notice that Tyrion and Hesperides' conversation seems to take a bit of a turn. Their expressions change a little bit, and Tyrion looks very, very serious. Not that he wasn't serious before, but their conversation was very friendly, light, casual, but now seems like the subject they're talking about now is not so pleasant.
Goes back to lip reading.
That too, not everybody else lip read. Alright, so
I will be replaying this to Doc as a parse it.
roll me a perception check. Let's see how much detail you're able to glean from their conversation from lip reading.
I don't think the title works, but sure.
I mean, there was two people talking, so you'd have to like. I think it's more having to pay it. Saying.
Well, I want to see if you're able to.
Yeah, I'm at like. You can read lists of others nearby. You can clearly see the language must be one that you know. When you're doing at your leisure, you can do this automatically. In counter mode, or when attempting a more difficult feat of lip reading, you are fascinated or off guard during each round in which you. Yeah, it's just. I mean, I wouldn't be reading it aloud. Right? You want a secret perception check?
You there, foe?
Ditch.
Think foe muted.
No, she's not muted. Or maybe her mic is.
She muted her Blue Yeti.
Yeah,
Oh,
no,
there
my
it is.
mic was muted, sorry. What was that? One of you said something.
Do you want a secret check, or do you just want normal?
Just a normal perception check.
Cool. Fuck you. My result, fuck you. Let me use my feet as intended.
Let me see what languages you know. Alright, so So the perception check kinda wasn't really about whether or not you can see their conversation, but kinda catch what terms that they're using. And if they're kinda notable. So you do catch everything that's significant. Alright, so throughout their conversation, actually kind of fitting, since Doc just mentioned the Sybil trees. Yeah, that's what Hesperides and Tyrion are currently discussing. So, to kind of summarize their conversation, Hesperides tree is not originally from here. It was transplanted. It was obtained by GenCorp and the suits and moved to this facility, but there are lots of other trees just like it. They're rare. They're not common. Like, they're scattered throughout the world, but there's others that exist. And the ones that still exist form a bit of a network. And according to Hesperides, since her tree has grown in size a significant amount since becoming attached to the ley line here, it's become reconnected to that network, and she's able to glean bits of information from other places. And more recently, she's noticed a noticeable dark spot in the network where there shouldn't be, coming from the north. It's become a bit of a... it's gone dark, which is kind of concerning, and Tyrion kind of corroborates it, saying that it's a bit of a big blind spot in their information network as well, especially in recent years. So they're discussing that possibly something is going on up there, but they're not sure what. And Tyrion points out that their resources have not been able to make much headway, particularly in the nation of Caledon, because Caledon is very insular. Outsiders aren't really trusted too much, or not trusted as easily or as readily as locals are. So getting their information network in there has been difficult. And also, they talk about a GenCorp facility possibly existing up there, according to Tyrion's intelligence. And actually, Pent, you would know, because you were a spy and you had access to all those records. So, yeah, you know exactly what they're talking about. There is a facility up north that dealt with research and experimentation. You'd have to go back through the information that you stole from HQ, but you do recall the existence of that sort of thing. People talk in the suits, so you've been privy to all the gossip. Oh yeah, that's what you hear from their conversation.
Fun.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, yes. That facility. I have a feeling we'll be drawn there sometime. Do you know anything about that place, Pent?
Not off the top of my head.
From the intel we gathered on our little escapade, at least from what I remember, the facility itself is a moving vessel. Makes it really hard to track down.
Sound about right.
That's the intel I remember. But if you can check
They could have
anything, that'd be
been-
great.
The could be something amongst all the information we stole from Sugan HQ before we bail, but we'd have to go look over it again.
Do you have ease of access to this?
Well, you gave it all to the wild cards, so technically yes.
Don't you have one right down there?
But well, I don't think. We could ask. Yes. It wouldn't hurt.
We can go ask real quick while they're wrapping up their conversation.
So we could.
I'd like to walk up to Ichiro.
Same.
I'm gonna go talk to Ichiro. Yeah, Ichiro's just leaning against a piece of equipment not too far from where Crew's standing, or sitting, really. He's not really doing much, just chilling. Trying to keep his distance from Hesperides, letting her and Tyrion talk.
Good idea, yeah.
He sees you approach, stares at you two expectantly.
Yeah,
Bored already?
Little bits, but Doc here has a question.
Do you know any specific
Mostly related.
details? Yeah, it's mostly related to their conversation, but also us. Do you know anything in relation to the Gen Corps facility at North?
So, according to, well, actually, Ichiro will purse his lips in thought for a couple of seconds, trying to because remember, it's been a couple of years since he's been a member of the Suits.
Yeah.
Eventually, he'll frown, nod his head. Well, to be honest, I'm honestly not sure. I don't know a whole lot other than that it exists. I haven't been up there myself. But from my understanding, it's a mobile research base. It keeps itself well hidden. And of course, we're a better place to hide than in the northern seas around an island that people are prohibited from going to.
That is the best way to keep it in, yeah.
The Darkwater Channel is definitely highly patrolled, but for a long time they've been able to dodge it. I'm not sure how. I don't know if the research station is still active. I'm not surprised that they're not.
Well, considering the events that were happening here, we're being supplied from a mysterious supplier up north, I'd assume it's still active.
Ichiro's frown deepens. Well, if they're still active, that's a problem. From what I remember, that particular facility was dedicated towards... I guess the best way to describe it is necromantic research. Not just undead, just life and death in general. The Isle of Terminus up north, past the channel, is teeming with negative energy. But since no one's allowed to visit it, not a lot of people are able to research it. Except maybe GenCorp. Again, not surprised.
What could they find there that would interest them, really? immortality or something?
Ichiro shrugs. I don't know. Immortality, getting rid of death, making it easier for other things to die. I don't know. Manipulation of souls. Could be anything, could be all of those things. Either way, the possibilities aren't good, especially when it comes to GenCorp.
But the main question is, if all they're doing is undead research, why is there a dark spot in the ley line communications there?
You see Ichiro rest his hand in his chin as he considers the question. Well, from my understanding, the ley lines are also life and information. It's the memory of the world. Been around a long time. Anything the trees see can be accessed from the ley lines by people who know how to access them and sift through them properly. So, if there's a dark spot there, it could be that someone has disconnected that particular node in the information network. What they're doing with it, I have no idea. I couldn't even begin to think about the possibilities there.
Could it be the same situation that happened here?
Eat seeds daily, you want your treats?
Or different? The only way to know is if someone would verify it.
Stuff bad.
Ichiro will purse his lips again and thought, well, for a while we did have somebody up there. I don't know if she's still operating in that area.
You don't say.
Ichiro
Under a
nodded.
wild card, I presume?
Yeah, one of the wildcard agents. She's particularly skilled at getting people in and out of places that they shouldn't be. People smuggling, I guess you could call it. Actually, now that I mention it, I think one of your friends might know her. He'll lean over and glance in Ash's direction.
I think I'm already familiar with that.
Yeah, ask your pale-haired friend back there. He might know a thing or two about her. He's dealt with her before.
Well, we shall, but he might get a little stabby if I do that.
Ichiro shrugs. Not his problem.
Alright then. Thanks for the info then.
He nods at you and returns to his very cool and nonchalant leaning.
Does he have a fedora?
You just continue to stand there looking bored.
Somehow just goes full cowboy, a piece of mouth.
Got a fake cigarette.
Must have been the coals.
That's a fire hazard.
Yeah, in a grove full of plants. Just, yeah, fire hazard.
I mean, they're living plants, so like it's probably not that big of a fire hazard. Like,
Probably
if
not.
it was dead, well, actually, there isn't anywhere for the dead plants to go, so it probably would be a fire hazard.
And
Where's
also,
the leaves?
I don't think Hesperides would appreciate any fire around her plant, so any fire, she will
These-
probably try and snuff it out or something.
Sees you light a cig, smacks it out.
Yep. No smoking. This is a no smoking area.
Feels like 4.
Did
I
you
was
see
just
the
about to
signs?
say, I imagine like a sign that says no smoking.
Please refrain from smoking.
Or Solomon just like has a LED screen play on the screen that says no smoking.
It's like it's like those airplane lights.
Oh yeah, just like a flashing LED screen, no smoking. Or have any of you seen the movie Demolition Man?
I think I might have actually.
I'm gonna assume no, but
Yeah, I have actually somehow.
So Sylvester Stallone's character ends up getting stuck in the future after being cryogenically frozen for a couple of decades, and modern society or future society is completely devoid of vice. Yeah, it's completely devoid of vices. So no smoking, no drinking, no fornication or anything. No cursing. So if you curse, you get ticketed, but there's these machines everywhere that spew out tickets if they catch you cursing.
Another
That is a strange premise, yes.
But yeah, that's kind of what I imagine Solomon would be doing. Catches you doing something you shouldn't be, spews out a piece of paper from a slot in the wall. Please refrain
Takes
from
out paper from the
smoking.
wall. No smoking.
Real quick, is Phil cutting in and out for anyone else?
Yeah, I think you need to
I mean, you-
disconnect that phone.
Oh, hang on, let me reconnect 1 second. Okay, there we go.
Should be better now.
Yeah, it should be better now.
Usually when that happens, you just need to disconnect recut from the call
Yeah.
and it fixes it.
Anyway. What are you guys doing right now?
I just wonder what Ash is doing now. You
This,
still cut mate on your lap?
this metal spider thing.
So, are you guys doing anything? Saying anything?
I'm not gonna ask Ash about the thing yet. Not when he's in a bad mood.
I wouldn't say it's a bad mood.
Not when he's in a depressed mood. Otherwise, Doc's getting stabbed.
That's scared of me.
He's had past experiences, alright?
He didn't stab you then.
I think he threatened
Threatened.
to.
Mm-hmm.
Many times. You're just holding me. You're just holding me in your arms, just walking around.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a little funny. We have a little. Till.
I'll say for you're cutting out as well.
Like a
Yeah,
lot.
or it is in fact. Yeah.
Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3.
Yep, I hear you.
Yeah, better.
Yay. But yeah, unless someone snacks Crew out of it, he's kind of gonna be stuck here for the rest of the conversation between the two.
Put mate on his back.
It like muscle memory. One hand goes to like put mate on his shoulder while the other hand continues to do the math. Just looking like his art. send him into the void by accident. Oh.
Nice stuck in the void. Nice. Oh well. Too
Oh.
bad.
May glitch through the ground. He's in the back rooms now.
His own adventure.
The secret floor theory of the facility.
He's in the boiler room of the facility.
There's a door right there.
That actually might be a way to.
It is.
There we go.
Mate has returned.
And you're gonna get a head chop from Ash. True.
Now that's just 1 second. I'm gonna clear out my table a bit so I can just. Ow!
Don't get lost in there.
Lost in what? I was just doing some. I just had an idea, so I was just doing some quick calculations. You know, there's already like a page and a half of just math.
Yeah, that's what I'm referring to.
And this is referring to this is just the initial to make sure it's like a thing that's even possible. What do you mean? Come on, man! I was in the zone. He pouts.
If it's here, then it is possible.
I mean, yes, obviously this one here is possible. I was talking. Okay, so I was trying to think of if there's a way to make a smaller version of this to rely less on leyline energy and more on the ambient energy. So that way, instead of using the elemental cores like the fridges do, for example, it's just one size fits all type deal.
He's gonna hold up his hand. That's a lot. Why don't you just ask the person who made it?
Is there like a maker signature on the generator? Is there like a made by X? Is there like a trademark on it?
No.
Made by GenCorp.
No, there's no branding on it. It's fairly generic.
Oh, good idea. Good idea. Hey, knock knock. Who made this? You think you know who made this?
Sorry, what? Who are you asking?
That's Screw talking to Ash there. Sorry.
Oh.
Yeah. Like why you said, why don't you ask the person who made it? So just
And obviously someone had to get it up and running.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, obviously, like it has to be running, but that's not the issue. Especially because my plan isn't to just make a copy of this. It's gonna be different. It's just taking this as inspiration. I haven't actually seen a generator like this. Obviously I know of them, but like my old camp, like I think my old college had one of these, but like this is my first time being able to actually study one up close, and like it's just that inspiration, So anyway, did you need me for something?
I'm just giving you a little money back.
Oh, you went off on an adventure, did you, bud? Looking at mate. Where'd he go?
Beep boop.
That question was to you, Ash. Where'd he go?
Silence.
Hand waves in front of Ash's face again. You there? You sure the mirror didn't take your soul? Kinda out of it.
You followed me up to where I was at.
Man, gotcha. Yeah, he likes to stay near people sometimes. You know how it is. Like a cat. As he says, that just too little. The face changes from an OO to like something more like
Has whiskers now.
yeah. Honestly, I've been thinking of making him just going all in on that. Sometimes just like, adding some like retractable cat ears. He already cats are referred to like purring like engines, so it's already got that covered. What do you think, bud? You want some little ears? What do you think, Ash? Think he'd look cute with this with some little cat ears? He puts up like his hands behind the hindmate to like be two little makeshift ears.
His face is gonna get a little more deadpan for like a few seconds. I think they would look good, I guess.
You okay there? Yeah, no, I'm just gonna ask you. Kind of looked a bit sad for a sec. You good? All right.
Alive.
Okay, that answers my question in not the way you intended. All right. Do you want do you want to talk about it at all, or no? Sorry, could you repeat that?
Talk about what?
Look
I
that
mean-
what?
I mean, whatever caused you to go a bit more, deadpan while you were all depressed coming in. Like, you said you saw some shit, but I mean, I admittedly, my own ignorance here, I don't know what those mirrors do, so like,
To show you what you desire the most.
oh, okay. Yeah, you can see him start to put the pieces together. Okay, yeah, So wait, why are you more deadpan when I brought up the cat ears?
No real reason.
Gwynts. If you say so. Either way, either way. Well. Yeah, either way, I'm sure, I can figure that. Yeah, I mean, you've got spade. Might have to actually make you a little bit bigger to be able to have those ears be a bit retractable, and he's gone.
Like that.
Do you like that very much? Oh yeah. Ash.
What's up?
I have a question for you. if you don't mind.
Go ahead.
But maybe more over somewhere else.
All right. Lead the way.
Just over here. We So, I caught a bit of Tyrion and Hesperides' conversation without a pent. And I guess I'll go ahead and give you a detail now. They are discussing how the ley line network up north has gone dark. You probably know what I'm referencing, right?
There's many things up north.
Well, for one, the GenCorp facility up there.
Yeah. I figured something that Tyrion talked about before.
And he's also talking about how he has no resources in Kaladin to check it out. So I was wondering, you have a contact in Kaladin, don't you?
I do.
Do you have any way of contacting them?
I could try to reach out again. But
Is apparently Ichiro can't reach them, so you're the next best hope in terms of helping Tyrion figure out that troublesome situation up there.
I really don't like that place.
I know you don't want to remember it. Got some trauma, but chances are we're gonna get sent up there.
I suppose it's a likely place we're going.
Yeah. So I just wanted to let you know in advance.
Yeah,
And hey, if we can figure out the truth, that'll be a bonus for you.
the truth. What truth are you talking about?
The one involving your sentence.
I already know the truth.
You may know it. But there's still the whole thing. Get your name cleared. And if GenCorp had anything to do with it, then that facility might have your answers.
If
Okay, yeah, you know that they had something to do with it, yeah, but still. I think we got plenty of motive to help you out.
see if I can be able to reach them again.
You can work on that. And Doc will just go off.
Like, grab his shoulder.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Don't do what?
Don't bring up that thing again.
I won't, okay?
Make yourself real punchable, you know?
But still, if we do get sent up there, it's gonna be a lot harder to hide past.
Alright, now you can go.
Doc, as you wander away, out of earshot of Ash, Trey will go, "You know, he's right. You are very punchable."
Why do you have to agree with him on that?
You see Trey shrug a little bit. Oh, I mean, you do get a little too involved in other people's business.
It kinda comes with the job.
Does it though? I think you're just too curious for your own good.
Probably.
Dally, chewing on the fox.
Hang on, I gotta punish the bunny.
We in the business call that a punishment.
A punishment.
But you see,
Anyway, yeah, Bunny has been scolded. Anyway, yeah.
she'll come back a little more annoyed. Sit down.
Hee.
And, Trey will float a little bit closer to Doc. Is squinting. So, have you always been super nosy about other people's personal lives, or is that a recent thing?
That is not a reason. It has definitely gotten me into all kinds of trouble in the past.
Yeah, I'm surprised nobody's punched you yet.
I've been slapped. Isn't that close enough?
Trey shrugs. Oh, slapped by who?
You were there.
Oh, was I? I don't remember.
Forget it.
The way Tyrion, or not Tyrion, the way Trey looks right now is like just actively trolling you. Very smug look on his face.
This is what I have to live with.
Yeah, ghosty fella just constantly ripping into you. Could be worse.
Hilarious. It could be a lot worse.
As Ash returns, Tyrion and Hesperides seem to finish their conversation, whatever they were speaking about. And he gets up from his seat and brushes himself off. Well, that was productive.
Everything all sorted?
He nods. Yeah, for the most part. Still a lot of things to take care of, at least on my end, but I think we've decided on a mutually beneficial arrangement.
Yeah. Plan moving forward.
Tyrion seems a little bit confused as to why you're asking, didn't think you really were interested or cared, but he smiles wryly as he answers your question. Well, seeing as Hesperides isn't going to be able to move her grove anytime soon, she's going to remain here, and I have offered her our family's protection and resources to help keep this place secure. So, once I finish establishing a guild hall in Sunshale, we'll be connecting this place with our operations at some point in the near future. Of course, anything revolving around this facility will have to be kept hush-hush, if you understand my meaning.
The Kaladin situation.
At the mention of Kaladin, he'll squint behind his glasses. There's a bit of a smirk on his face. Eavesdropping, were you?
Not me.
Tyrion will sigh and fold his arms over his chest, looking slightly exasperated. Well, this doesn't really concern you or your friends explicitly, but since you're already involved, I guess I can tell you. It has come to my attention, or rather, our attention, he nods his head over at Hesperides, that there's been a dark spot up north for a while now that's kind of concerning. And as Tyrion speaks of this, his expression is pretty grave, which is unusual for you, Ash, because from what you've seen of Tyrion, he's normally pretty casual, carefree, doesn't really take things too seriously, so when he actually does take stuff seriously, it's pretty significant. Like, he's not messing around. We've known of some problems up north for a while now, but as you can probably guess, getting our information network up there, into Kaladin in particular, is extremely difficult. It hasn't worked. People are too wary of outsiders, are not willing to share information. So unless you're from there, getting people to talk isn't easy. Believe me, we've tried. Every time we've tried to send scouts or establish a foothold there, it doesn't last. I suppose that's one way. Their emphasis on local talent and local business makes things difficult for outside actors to get ahead. But if GenCorp is at work there, that's a pretty serious problem.
Can get us at least a foot in the door, I think.
You see Tyrion tilt his head and stare at you with a frown, Ash. Listen, Ash, I know you're from there, but are you sure this is something you want to do? From what my sister said, you can't really go back, not without any consequences.
I think I'm ready to face those.
I know she mentioned having some private detectives at an agency up there working on your case, but as far as I know, they've not made a lot of headway. But if you want to go back, that's your choice. I'm not going to stop you. But I will warn you ahead of time that if you do this, the amount of pull that the Sinclair family has up north isn't a lot. So if you run into trouble, we might not be able to help you as thoroughly as we've been able to.
I think you can manage. It's not like I'm alone this time.
Tyrion nods. Ah, that is true. Alright. If you're willing to make the trip up to Kaladin and do a little digging, consider the assignment yours, but it'll take us a bit of time to set things up.
I appreciate it.
Well, alright then. Tyrion will wander off.
Oh, is the conversation over? Must have missed it. Now to go? Everything good? Do we need a... No? Is there anything we need to know?
It went well. We can tell you later.
Alright. Once that crew just starts, putting away all of his, nerd shit again.
I think it's about time for us to leave, though.
Yeah, probably, wouldn't want to impose too much on our host. Oh, hosts, plural. As crew just like looks in one of the security cameras again.
You see the security camera blink at you. You don't know if that means anything or not.
Crew will choose to take that in an I see you kind of way. Not an I see you, but I see you.
I see you.
Right. Everyone did what they need. Everyone got what they need.
I think we're good.
Right. Sounds like we're sounds like we're good to go.
Is there anything else you'd like to do, or anyone you'd like to talk to while you guys are still here?
Did someone have any plans with the almost but not quite dead bodies? Or are we just gonna let them keep resting?
I'm pretty sure they talked about that.
Okay.
Yeah, they did talk about that. So what Pent and Doc overheard from Tyrion and Hesperi's conversation, the people who are still in those pods are still recovering. They're making good progress, but they did talk about what to do about them once they're all better. And the subject came up that they can't really just let them go and send them back to the surface, considering they're considered missing, presumed dead, in an operation that is off the books. So if they go back, they become targets to cut loose ends or wrap up loose ends, which is not ideal. So
Yeah.
Tyrion brought up that they can probably pull some strings and create some new identities for these people, or do other things in order to kind of keep them hidden.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
because no, they've done that before. Some people trafficking for I guess good purposes. Yeah,
Yes,
particularly
people
Ash.
trafficking. People trafficking.
Yeah, or smuggling. Yes.
I think it's probably more smuggling than trafficking.
More smuggling. Yeah, more smuggling.
Alright, speaking of smuggling, let's exit a mile-long cave.
Yes, indeed.
Alright, was there anything you guys wanted to do or talk about?
Not in particular, not right now.
Yeah, because if not, I think I might just end session here for today, because I really did not have any other plans. I thought you guys would be able to take, a little longer doing stuff, but whatever.
I mean,
I think
it did everything I wanted.
Yeah, and it does help that one of us isn't here, so like that's another aspect of
Yeah,
any conversations then.
I had kind of planned for some Kumino stuff to pop up, but since Cole is not here, I can't. So I think this is a good
hey,
place for us.
if we call it now, that leaves a chance for some of the Kumino stuff to happen before we leave.
Yeah, so I think I'll
It
end
would,
here for
yeah.
today. So I feel bad doing just a half session, but that's kind of how it turned out.
It
So yeah,
Unfortunately.
it happens sometimes. We got some we got a couple character moments at least, so